actual boyfriend found the girlfriend with unknown people or strangers, so to say, and then as a result, and the strangers were about men, so he actually confronted the girlfriend and started beating her up. And then as he was beating her up, she actually ran from the scene, and then the boyfriend actually followed, resulting in the girl taking out a knife outside of her bag and stabbing the boyfriend in the process. So these are scary scenes. These are things that cannot be condoned. We understand that she was retaliating, but obviously the fact that one had a knife in her position, it says a lot about the caliber of the woman in question.
Hilani, I want to go back to what you just said. The fact that the woman was armed with a knife demonstrates her caliber. What did you mean by that?
Yeah, I'm saying that if you were to find someone who is a girl at that age, and then this girl is found to have a knife in her position, that means that we are, in a violent society. There is no trust amongst partners. There is no trust amongst communities. So hence, I'm saying we need to look at that. The social development must assist so that we look at the social ills that has been affecting our communities, and then we try to address them as such. Because I cannot believe that a 16-year-old girl can be found with a knife in a position. That is, as a society, that is abnormal. I don't think that can be condoned.
And this policeman is talking about the caliber of the child. He's talking about the caliber of the child who defended themselves. What if she didn't have the knife? What would we be sitting with right now if she didn't have a weapon to defend herself? Because she was being beaten up and then she ran. And then he got to her again. What story would have been on the headlines today? Or maybe not even on the headlines, if she didn't have the weapon on her.
We have an old man who was taking advantage of a 16-year-old child. We have a child who is so scared for her life that she had to go around with a weapon, as Kwamen like. We have a situation where she was being assaulted. After a assault, she fled. She fled. She fled. The person she was running away from pursued her, wamthola. Kwaze kwagcina sekufanele asebenzise isikhali. So we're going to ignore ukuthi le ngane has probably been abused like this before by this very guy. We're going to ignore the fact that she tried to avoid having to use a weapon. Wabaleka waya kwenye indawo. We are also going to ignore the fact that this child was basically defending herself. It's self-defense. By self-defense, uma kwenze njani?
I'm not a cowboy. Vote. Open. Listen, I'm gonna make you sweat, make you wet, make you wet, wet, wet. I'm gonna make you scared, little baby, pissing in your pressure.
Vault unlocked.
But listen, I saw the story about a 16-year-old girl, right? We've heard so many stories throughout the past 3 years where GBV has been a really, really scary thing. Women in South Africa and many parts of the world, but South Africa, damn. Maybe we're getting it this hard because this is our country, right? A lot of women have lost their lives at the hands of their loved ones, their partners. And it's because black men are angry. They are angry. And the Holy Spirit that God gave them in birth is not the only spirit that resides in them. They've collected a lot of things along the way and have been conditioned in this really, really crazy society. A crazy society that is actually programming these men, to be angry, to do GBV. I told you, after Spusis Lawrence did that thing, after Chris Brown concert, he was opening the floodgates for the other people. And then some of the men that were commenting that Spusis Lawrence, what he did was justifiable, blah, blah, blah. They did that because they saw the video. They heard his little manly story. They can concur. And then they said, yeah, it's understandable. It's never going to be understandable. You are programmed in a very funny way. Satan hates women. Women are the closest thing to God, the closest thing to water, the closest thing to real life. A woman grows an organ inside of her, and that organ grows outside of her. Women have been villainized, demonized for many years because they are women and very powerful. That menstrual cycle situation, there are so many levels to it. Women even had to fight to be seen as clean and not unclean when they're on their periods. Women had to fight to work and earn the same amount as men. And a woman, this is a fact, are smarter than men. Because whatever women take, they multiply, which is why God said, you find a wife, you find a good thing. You find your favor. Married men, their businesses succeed. Family life succeed. Everything of theirs succeeds because of the favor of the woman that they have. That same woman that gets down on her knees, prays for him and their family. And then they F with her. They F with her, they cheat, they do all these things. Guess what that woman does? She doesn't even leave. She suppresses everything. Why? Because women are stronger than men. Women are smarter than men. Adam couldn't survive on the earth, nor could he procreate without Eve. And as a matter of fact, just in general, sitting in that garden with the animals and the fruits or whatever, I'm sure Adam was bored. But when Eve came along, things got very spicy. That's why they demonize women about the apple. About the apple. I think it was Eve that said, Aaron, come bite this apple. Why did Adam do that thing if he was so masculine and had so much authority? Because behind every great man is a great woman. I'm going to put it like that. But that's the truth. A lot of men don't listen to the advice that the woman give them. They say, oh no, you talk too much, you being disrespectful, you're this. I'm going to do things my way. But if you actually just sat down, not from an emotional standpoint, and you listen to the plans and ideas or the things that your woman is saying, everything she is saying will actually save your life. It will better your life. It will give you greater favor with God. God loves women and children. Women are very, very important. That's why there's a whole trend of GBV, what. And the way that men eliminate women is so gruesome because women are dainty. We should be in our feminine energy. But as a man, you should be in your masculine energy, which will then allow me to be in my feminine energy. And even when I speak to you or I approach you, I can approach you with a soft energy because as much as I know that you're a man and you're great, you're a king, I just feel safe and secure to be soft, but I can still advise you, give you counsel. It's not me telling you what to do. Women will always be more spiritual than men. Don't ever forget that. This girl was 16. Hopping club to club to club. Granted, we did some shit in our teens. Our time was different. But we did some shit at 16. $1. She's out and about. She bumps into a man at this party. He's 24. So the 24-year-old guy now, he's partying. They hook up at this place. He gets annoyed because now he gets jealous. He's in his feminine energy. He's a weak man. She's partying with everybody and there's guys there. He sees that. He beats her up. She's 16. He beats her up. The 24-year-old insecure feminine man. Right? She manages to escape and goes to the next location. She's partying over there. Oh, ding dong. The feminine soft man carries on drinking. He gets demonized and decides, I'm going to hunt this girl down tonight. I'm going to find her. and I'm going to teach her a lesson. He already beat her up. He's already done the damage. He gets to the next location. He finds her. He tries to beat her up again. This feminine, weak boy. He's not a man. Boy. He beats her up even more. He knows she's drunk. He's drunk. He's taking advantage. He's taking advantage. That's a weak man for you when they're drunk. Why are you doing that? You can't hold yourself. I know women are very feisty when they're drunk and stuff. But that's where your composure comes. That's when you tap into that masculine God energy that you have. That's when you become a man's man. Your girl is acting crazy. You man up. But you don't start beating her in front of everyone to prove a point that you're a man. Everybody can see that she's drunk. She's wasted. There's a problem there. Just make sure that she's okay. Get her in the car, take her home. You'll deal with her tomorrow. And not physically or knifeically. Stop getting demonized. That's a real man. Address the situation when everything is proper. Like a man. What does he do? He follows her to the next location. He beats her up. She's 16. But bang. Now in the story, it is coming out because she stabbed him. She stabbed the guy to death. Do you see how Satan works? She stabbed the boyfriend that was beating her up to death. He's dead today. She is arrested. The 16-year-old minor that was getting GBV'd by her boyfriend. She then ran away to the next location for her safety. He followed her. He hunted her down. When he found her, he tried to carry on beating her, and then she stabbed him to death. The girl is locked up. The guy is dead. My question to you is, South Africa. I have a thing about violence or dirty things like this, killing. You should be locked up. But in this case, this is where I bring about the exception. And also, I feel like God is trying to make us see something. This is a learning and teachable moment. Her aggressor, she ran. She's not like those girls. I don't know the dynamics of their entire relationship, right? But there are some girls that will say, oh no, he was beating me up. And I will even ask, why are you running to the danger then? It doesn't make sense. Because he loves me when he beats me. No. This girl ran to the next location. He hunted her down. He tracked her down, tried to beat her up again. She pulled out a knife in her bag and she stabbed him to death. In my eyes, this is self-defense. This is self-defense. When are you letting that girl out of jail? Is she out already? I hope she is. And then not out on bail. No, you have the full story, cops. You have this. I know this. I'm going to play the clip. The cops have the full story. Because one of the cop guys actually had the audacity to say, we as a community and cops are so flabbergasted, maybe not in my words, but it went something like this. We are flabbergasted at the fact that a 16-year-old girl is carrying a knife in her bag. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. She said, Groove. He said that we live in such a dangerous society with like malicious, crazy people that will go to this extent. Because why does a 16-year-old girl at the club or the pub or the tavern have a knife in her bag? It says so much about society. This is a grown man, a cop, who should have better reasoning capacity. What do you mean? It just tells you how the society is. From your standpoint. Like she's the dangerous one. Like she had the knife in her bag because tonight I'm going to go and kill someone, or just I'm going to be waving this knife around. I'm so dangerous. Look at me, community. I'm a dangerous 16-year-old. No. The evidence shows that this guy has always been violent. GBV. Why are you so perplexed or flabbergasted at the fact that this 16-year-old girl has a knife in her bag? She has it for protection. It's like other girls with pepper spray. She knows her man. As a matter of fact, at the first incident, at the first location, never go to the second location. Nothing good happens there, whether it's kidnapping or anything else. Right? She ran away from him at the first location. She could have stabbed him there. But she managed to escape with her life. And I'm sure to her that was like a relief. Like, oh, finally, I got away. He can't keep beating me tonight. He hunted it down. He found the next location. He brought himself there. He was asking for it because he thought that he was a big man. He thought that he owns that young 16-year-old girl, impressionable girl. In this day and age, we question, why is a 24-year-old with a 16-year-old? It's not like my time. He took himself to the second location, tried to beat her up again. She defended herself with a knife in her bag. It's not about our society so crooked. No, women have to protect themselves. I also have my little weapons and tools in my bag. When I order an Uber, I really do, just in case. So if I defend myself against an Uber driver, are you going to lock me up? You need to release that girl. You have the evidence. You said it, you're the cop, a grown-ass man. You're shocked by a little girl who defended herself because she knew this man. First location, she didn't kill him. She ran for her life. She was relieved in between. He followed her to the second location. She defended herself. There's a reason, yes, why she had that knife in her back, because she knows that guy is batshit crazy. And even though this girl did commit this crime, it was self-defense. Should she be let out? No bail and just let out, like drop the case. It was self-defense. We know the story. He went there. What was she supposed to do? If she didn't have the knife in her bag, we'd be singing a different story. She had something to defend herself. He died. He asked for it. But if she didn't have that knife, he was going to overpower her and kill her. It would have been a different story. Satan hates women, and that's why they demonize us.
So let's just take a moment to remember.
Why is this happening? Yeah. To our brothers. Damn. Yeah. Listen. He looks into the mirror. He can't see the potential and the greatness. What it can be. Blinded, he's chained and he's stuck by the industry. Silently crying for help, please. Somebody, anybody. Won't you please help me? Please help me. I'm drowning. Won't you please help me? These so-called fans want a picture, a fucking picture, and new content for the likes to share and to pitch. But he's dying and he's drowning inside. He ain't content. He's not content. He's not content. Shit never gets off. He looks into the mirror. He can't see the angel and the greatness. What it can be. He's blinded. He's chained and he's stuck by the industry. Silently crying for help. Somebody, anybody hear me? Won't you please help me? Help me. Won't you please help me? He looks into the mirror. He can't see the potential and the greatness. What it can be. Blinded, he's chained and he's cut by the industry. Silently crying, help, somebody, anybody. Won't you please help? Please help me, I'm trying. Help me. Won't you please help me? Substances to coke. He's hopeless. He ain't got hope. All he really wants to do is live in the pain and the trauma and the drama. Dang. Just can't do it with that motherfucking book. He looks into the mirror. He can't see the potential and the greatness. And then he can be. He's blinded. He's chained and he's cut by the industry. Damn fucking industry. Crying for help me. Somebody, anybody, do you hear me? Won't you please help me? Please help me. Won't you please help me? He looks into the mirror. He can't see the potential and the greatness that he can be. He's blinded, he's chained, and he's cut by the industry.
bigger.